Welcome to Calming Confectionery. I'm Janina Hamilton, and I'm here to help you explore strategies, share inspiring stories, and provide practical tips to help you overcome self-doubt and limiting beliefs, and set and pursue ambitious goals with confidence, all while avoiding burnout. Whether you're growing a business, building a passion project, or working on your personal goals, this space is for you. So let's dive in, silence your inner critic, and create the life you've always wanted, all while taking care of yourself along the way. So, today's episode is going to be about clarifying and classifying your goals. Because, we've been taught about SMART goals, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before. I know I addressed it as far as the T portion, that not all goals need to be time bound. Some are, yes, get that, but not all of them, right? So things that are like skills and qualities and taking better care of yourself, those things are not time bound. And so SMART is like, but that first one, that specific, that does need to be something that we talk about. So we're going to talk a little bit about specific goals, but also how to break your goals down from, I want this big, huge thing, which is amazing and great, but how do you get there? What are the things that you can do every day or, 3 or 4 times a week to get you to that big, bold goal that is easy and simple for you to do, so that you can make sure that you're not going to say you're going to do it and then not do it. And I am doing this from absolute experience because I want to be a runner. I actually am calling myself a runner now, because back in February, we ran a 5K. And so when we signed up for it with our group of friends, it was like, okay, I'm going to print out the a schedule for running. And I'm going to print one for longer than what I needed, or shorter, longer. It was longer than what I needed. And to make sure that if I missed a day or if I missed a week because I got sick or something, then I knew that I could make up that training, because I hadn't run since I was in high school. But I wanted to become a runner. I didn't want to say, hey, I am going to run this 5K. And then after the 5K, I don't need to do any more running. If I want to do another 5K, I'll just train again for the 5K. And I don't want to do that. I want to be someone who runs a few times a week, 3 times a week specifically. And so what I had done was I said, okay, I am going to run 3 times a week. And in the middle of that, actually, I had, what is it? ChatGPT come up with a schedule of working out and running for me. And so what my goal was, what my habit was to run those 3 days a week. My habit was to work out those other, I think it was other two days a week, 2 or 3 days a week, because you still need to have strength training. You don't work out, cardio is good, but you do need to also work out your muscles. And the rest of your body, because the rest of your body is important as well. So I did that, and I was like, man, this is great. But the habit that I decided to track was running. The other habit that I decided to track was working out. And I found that I wasn't really doing as well as I wanted to be. And when I reviewed that at the end of the first quarter, I realized why. It was because I had not broken it down. That's funny. I had not broken down the goal into something that was easy for me. What would be the cue for me to run? What is the cue for me to work out? So I had decided to sit down and be like, okay, well, what is that? Like, I can go further back to like, okay, where are my workout clothes, or my shoes? Okay. So that is the thing. Now, my running shoes serve two purposes. They serve the purpose to run, and the other purpose is to make me be able to be on my feet for a really long time. So like I went to a concert with my mom and sister and I wore my running shoes because I knew that I was going to be walking a lot beforehand. We're probably going to be standing because we're going to be dancing during all of the, the songs and stuff like that. So I wanted to be comfortable. But those are the only two times that I ever put on my running shoes. So that could be my cue. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start saying, instead of I'm going to run 3 times a week, I'm going to put on my running shoes this day, and this day. Because as soon as I put on my running shoes, what is that already happening here? I'm going to go for a run, which means I will already have put on my workout clothes. And my mindset is already going to run. Because I wanted to run for at least 5 minutes if I'm going to do it at all, right? I can run for longer than that. Like, I know that I can. So it will get me into that running mode. I mean, I already walk. I have walking shoes. So I'm now going to have the running. I have the running shoes. So as soon as I put on those shoes, I know I'm going for a run. So I had to break it down even further to make it easy. The same thing with working out. I realized why I wasn't coming back in from my morning walk and working out, because it's been cold or it's a little bit chilly in the morning. So I have on a hoodie and some jeans. And that means that I'm not going to be in the right clothing for working out. So I needed to prepare and put my workout clothes somewhere that I see them when I get back in, so I can put those on and immediately do my workout, even if that workout is only 5 minutes. So making it easy, having a cue, that is absolutely necessary for your goals. It's for you to reach your goals. And it feels like an oversimplification of it, and that you're like tricking your brain. And maybe you are. And maybe your brain actually recognizes that and feels that. And it's okay to be like, no, I really don't want to just try to trick my brain. I need to do this, right? So you can just say, I'm going to do this for 2 minutes. Now, in the book that I'm reading, Atomic Habits, it talks about the fact that this one guy lost over 100 pounds by doing this. He said, I'm going to go to the gym, but I'm only going to go to the gym for 5 minutes. So he goes to the gym for 5 minutes, does workout for 5 minutes. Like, set a timer and only stay for 5 minutes. He just said he was going to the gym for 5 minutes. He did. And then after a while, after a couple of weeks, he was like, oh, well, you know what? I'm here. I might as well do longer. So even if you feel like you are tricking your brain, trick it or just do it, and then see how it develops and comes along, because you can do anything for 2 or 5 minutes, but eventually your brain starts craving doing more. So whatever your goal is, whether that's taking better care of yourself, doing something that you enjoy, starting your workday at a certain time, ending your workday at a certain time, taking a daily walk, whatever that is, figure out what the cue is that is super simple. The easiest thing that is going to say, I am going to do this thing next. When I do this, this happens, and try it that way. But it does take a little bit of time. Now I'm going to put the link to a portion of the Me Hour starter kit, because this clarify what your goal is, and then classify what your habit is that's going to get you to that goal. That is the first step in the Me Hour method. You have to take what it is that you want to do and break it down into a habit that's so almost stupid easy that you will do it immediately. That it is the A to the B. That's the only way that's going to go. I put on my running shoes, I go for a run. Or I put on my running shoes, and what else happens? I'm going to be on my feet for a long time. But if I'm at home, what am I going to do? I'm going to go for a run, right? Or if I drove to the track, or if I put on my shoes, I drive to the track. I put on my shoes, I drive to the park. Whatever it is that I'm going to do when I put on my running shoes, it's a cue for me to run, right? I put on my workout clothes, it's a cue for me to work out. So whatever that is for you, whatever that big, bold goal is for you, you have to take it and break it down into what are the building blocks of that goal. Like if you could break it down into 2 or 3 things, what is it? Like what could you be doing to support that goal? And then you break it down even further. What is it something that you could do that is even easier than that to help you to reach that goal? It looks like a little web, like a backwards web. When you click on the link, you'll see what it looks like, and you'll get that. It comes with an audio message when you purchase the starter kit that tells you exactly how to use it and a few other things that will help you to get really deep down into it. Now, the starter kit, I will tell you, is the DIY kind of version of the Me Hour method, because you can decide that you want to create your Me Hour, the working on your goals, yourself, your self-care for an hour a week. You can do that by yourself. I created the thing that I use with my one-on-one clients to do that with. Or you can work with me to do it for 90 days. And when you work with me for 90 days, you get that accountability. You get that person to bounce the ideas off of. We work together to make sure that you are doing the things that you're saying that you're going to do. You get the Today Planner, which you could also purchase to work along with the Me Hour Starter Kit, for you to set your 90-day goals so that you can keep track of what is going on, whether you're actually doing what you're saying that you're going to do. You can do all of that on your own, but you could also do that with me, and I would love to help you to do that. Because sometimes it's hard to zoom out on our own life and really audit what we're doing during the day, or really find out and figure out what it is that we want to do so that we can do the things that support our goals. So I would love for you to apply to work with me. I'll put that also in the description and the show notes so that we can have a chat and decide whether the starter kit is better for you, or start with the starter kit. And then we can also work together in one-on-one. So that's what I got for you today. I know that it seems like that was a lot because it can really be difficult to go, okay, I got this huge goal and I want to reach that goal, and overwhelming almost to say I've got this huge goal, but I can only work on it like this little, or I can only do this one thing. But the key is understanding how your brain works. That as soon as you make it as easy as possible, the chain reactions in your brain, they do that for yourself. They do it on its own. They create the habit, and it works. It absolutely works. So either way, start with the starter kit if you'd like, grab a copy of the Today Planner if you'd like, or go ahead and apply to work with me one-on-one so that we can get down to brass tacks, because we talk every week, see how things are going on chat, and then we have 2 meetings per month for 90 days. So let's do this. However it is that I can support you, I am here for you so that you can do what you want to do, so that you can do what you need to do better.